I've got the 2017 BMAT Section 2 paper right here. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I would go about getting full marks on this paper. My name is Faraz, I'm a third year medical student at Cambridge University. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys my solutions to the BMAT 2017 Section 2 paper. If you guys are sitting the BMAT this year, check out sigmamed.co.uk right now. Me and my friend Hamza have put together a BMAT course that teaches you everything you guys need to know to do well in Section 1, to do well in Section 2, and to absolutely ace Section 3. We're working off the back of our knowledge that we used to score in the top 10%, getting scores that were good enough for Cambridge, and through our experience from teaching the BMAT, from making YouTube videos about it, etc., etc. This course costs less than the price of 1 hour of tutoring and is honestly a real investment into your BMAT preparation. I would heavily recommend checking out sigmamed.co.uk for the BMAT course that we have created. This is a product that we're both really proud of and that helped over 80 students last year. And without further ado, here is the Section 2 2017 full walkthrough part 1. Okay guys, so welcome to this 2017 BMAT Section 2 walkthrough part 1. Alright, why don't we start with question 1 then? The diagram shows a section through a part of a healthy human, P, Q, and R. Which row in the table shows the correct secretions from P, Q, and R? So P, first of all, is what we call the gallbladder. So therefore, the secretion from P is going to be bile. So we instantly know, since this is the only answer option that has bile, A is the correct answer. Remember, with BMAT Section 2, time is of the essence, so if you get the correct answer instantly, you don't need to analyze the other answer options. But in this case, let's just look at it quickly. Secretions from Q, which is the stomach, is going to be protease with a high hydrogen ion concentration, since the stomach acid has a low pH. And secretions from R, which is the pancreas, is going to be a mix of hormones. So that's insulin, protease, lipase, amylase, as well as enzymes, which are the last three. Right. Okay. So now question 2. The diagram shows an electrolysis experiment. We have a power supply, ammeter, anode, and cathode, which is negative, and copper sulfate solution. Which reaction occurs at the anode and which reaction occurs at the cathode for this experiment? The way I like to remember is the red cats. So reduction, cathode. So this specific electrolysis, copper is going to be both reduced and oxidized. So at the cathode, reduction is gain of electrons. So it's going to be either A or E. And E is the only answer option where we have copper being oxidized on the left side. At the anode. So therefore E is the correct answer option, because at the cathode copper is being reduced as per red cats, and in this specific electrolysis copper is both reduced and oxidized, so therefore at the anode we get oxidation of copper, which only answer option E contains. Alright. So now question 3. Below are 4 statements about electromagnetic waves. Which of the statements are correct? Okay. Statement 1. Microwaves have a smaller wavelength than visible light. That's wrong. They indeed have a lower frequency, but they have a larger wavelength. Okay. 2. The speed of visible light in a vacuum is higher than the speed of other types of electromagnetic wave. That's false. They all travel at 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. 3. Gamma rays have the largest wavelength of any electromagnetic wave. No, they have a large frequency and therefore a small wavelength. By the way, this is from the equation V is equal to F lambda. So therefore, if you increase the frequency, you're going to decrease the wavelength. 4. Radio waves are used in hospital radiography to look for broken bones. That's wrong. That's X-rays. So therefore, none of these statements are correct, and the correct answer option is A, which is none of them. Okay. Question number 4 then. Which one of the following is equivalent to root 5 minus 2 all squared? So let's expand this out. Root 5 minus 2, root 5 minus 2 is equal to root 5 minus 2 root 5 minus 2 root 5 plus 4, which is equal to 5 plus 4 minus 4 root 5, which is equal to 9 minus 4 root 5, which is equal to answer option F, which is the correct answer. So one thing I talk about in my BMAT maths guide is getting good with surds and knowing how to do things like this and collecting surds together, etc., because they seem to come up a lot in the BMAT, especially more recently. Okay. Question number 5 then. SCID is an inherited condition in humans. People with some types of SCID are unable to make a functional enzyme necessary for the production of healthy white blood cells. A scientist studying these types of SCID compared features of the DNA and the structure of the enzyme in people who have this condition and people without SCID. Which of the following features may have been different? The allele of the gene coding for the enzyme. Yep, that can be different. 2. The order of amino acids in the enzyme. Yep, that could also be different. 3. The order of bases in the gene coding for the enzyme. That could also be different due to the mutation. 4. The shape of the active site of the enzyme. That could also be different, and these obviously these can interlink. So therefore all the statements are correct, and the correct answer option is G, which is statements 1, 2, 3, and 4 all being correct. If you guys are looking for a BMAT course, check out sigmamed.co.uk. Me and my friend Hamza have put together a course that teaches you everything you guys need to know about doing well in section 1, doing well in section 2, and how to write the perfect section 3 essay, as well as us being in the process of adding the section 1 full 2022 walkthrough, and us already having put up the section 2 full 2022 walkthrough onto the course. As far as I can see, I can't find these walkthroughs online, and I have put really detailed solutions into the section 2 walkthrough. This was probably the hardest BMAT paper I've ever seen, and honestly, the course is really worth it. For the price of less than 1 hour tuition, you're having 2 Cambridge students tell you everything that they used to score in the top 10% of the BMAT and that I used to score an 8.6 in the BMAT. So check out the SigmaMed BMAT course over at sigmamed.co.uk. It was used by over 80 students last year, and the responses have been overwhelmingly, amazingly positive. So check it out. Alright, so then question number 6. Which of the following atoms and ions contain 20 neutrons and 18 electrons? So the first thing we want to work off is that for a neutral atom, the number of protons and electrons are equal. A negatively charged atom is going to have more electrons, a positively charged atom is going to have more protons. Okay, so for the first ion, we have a 2 negative charge and 16 protons, meaning we have 18 electrons. However, we only have 18 neutrons, as the number of neutrons is the mass number minus the atomic number, so it's not 1. 2. 17 protons with a negative charge, meaning 18 electrons. And also 37 minus 17 is 20, so we have 20 neutrons, sorry. So 2 suffices the conditions. 3, we have 18 protons and electrons, but 22 neutrons, so it's not 3. 4, positive charge and 19 protons, so therefore 18 electrons, and 39 minus 19 is 20, so 20 neutrons, so 4 also suffices. 5, 20 protons, neutral charge, so not 18 electrons, so we can get rid of that. So therefore only 2 and 4 have 20 neutrons and 18 electrons, and therefore the correct answer option in this case is answer option D. Okay, 7 is no longer on the syllabus because of this little red star, which I'd pay attention to when doing past papers, so we can skip over this question. 8 then. In a group of 20 patients at a medical center, 5 suffered from migraines. 2 patients from the group were picked at random for a survey on the use of painkillers. What is the probability that both of the patients picked suffered from migraines? So, well, the way we do this is we say that the probability of having a migraine in the group initially is 5 out of 20. And if we're looking for the probability that both patients suffer from migraines, we're going to have to multiply 2 probabilities. So that's going to be multiplied by 4 over 19. The reason we're doing this is there's only 4 people left if the first had migraines, and only 19 people left from the original 20. So this is going to be equal to 20 over 380, which if you then divide by 20, you get 1 over 19, because 20 times 19 is 380. i.e. 380 is 20 less than 400 and 20 times 20 is 400. And that's going to be answer option A in this case. The main thing you need to notice here is that you're losing one person who could have had a migraine and you're losing one from the total group. So when you're multiplying probabilities, you need to subtract one from both the numerator and denominator of the original probability that someone in this group has a migraine at all. Okay. Question number 9 then. The diagram shows 4 experiments used to investigate movement of substances across dialysis tubing. This tubing is a partially permeable membrane which allows both glucose and water to pass through it. Distilled water, dialysis tubing, 10% glucose, and distilled water in either order in experiments 3 and 4. Which row in the table shows the experiments where there will be movement of glucose through the partially permeable membrane and the experiments where there will be movement of water through the partially permeable membrane? So the first thing we want to notice instantly is that water is always going to move. So water is going to move in 1, 2, 3, and 4. If it's a permeable membrane, it can't stop water moving. So therefore, the correct answer option must be E. Let's talk about glucose just generally though. In all of these cases, we have glucose, and even if the glucose concentration is equal inside and outside, the fusion will still be occurring, but we're at a dynamic equilibrium, so it's moving equally in both directions. So therefore, only in experiment 1 would glucose not move, because there is no glucose. So therefore, glucose will move through the partially permeable membrane in experiments 2, 3, and 4, and the correct answer option for 9 is option E. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of this 2017 walkthrough. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you guys don't miss parts 2 and 3, as well as my subsequent BMAT Section 2 walkthroughs I'm going to be releasing over the next week or so every single day. Thank you guys for watching, and if you're studying the BMAT this year, make sure you check out sigmamed.co.uk for a BMAT course that can make all the difference. Thank you for watching.